Now we're going to set up two-factor authentication, and this is going to give you more security around logging into and using your exchange. So what is two-factor authentication? Well, one factor is when you use your username and password, okay? But the problem there is that if someone gained access to your username and password, they could get into your exchange and start messing around with your stuff. That's not good. So two-factor authentication is where you need a second password. And the clever part is that the second password is held on a separate device, okay, or a separate application. So you wouldn't just be able to log in with your username and password alone. You would also need a password from another application. So the application we're going to use to provide 2FA is called Google Authenticator. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. If you just jump into my mobile phone, if we go into the App Store and we go in and we search for Google Authenticator, it's going to look like that one there. Now, obviously, if you don't have it downloaded already, it's going to give you the option to get it, but I do have it downloaded. So I'm just going to click open. And as you can see, this is the opening screen. Your one will be empty when you first start your Google Authenticator because you'll have nothing paired with it. But as you can see, I've already got two-factor authentication. We'll call it 2FA set up with Kraken, Facebook, Degiro, and one called Stripe. So now that we've got this downloaded, we're going to look at how we're going to set this up and actually link it to your Kraken account to give you more safety. So if we jump into Kraken, we'll go into our sign in. We will sign in our username and password. That's going to take us through to this page. Okay, and then in every exchange, you'll find 2FA is in the security settings. You click security and then you click 2FA. And if you can see right at the top there, it says two-factor authentication required. Activate now. So you're just going to click that button. Okay, now what this is going to give you is going to give you a QR code. Okay, and it's also going to give you a setup key. Okay, the QR code is it's a QR code equivalent of what the setup key represents. Okay, so if you want to copy and paste that key in manually, you can. I like to scan QR codes because it's a little bit easier. If we jump back into our Google Authenticator app, if you look down the bottom right hand corner, you're going to see a plus sign. So if you click that plus, there's an option to either scan the QR code or enter the setup key. That's the manual one that you copy paste in. We'll click scan QR code. And now we're just going to hold that up to our screen. And if you look now on the bottom of the last one that's just added onto my Google Authenticator is kraken.com Kraken sign in. There are three buttons at the top right. If you click them and click edit and then click the little pen symbol on the one you want to edit, you can actually delete your username and type in, for example, let me type in second account so that I don't get confused, and then click save. You can see now I've got kraken.com Kraken sign in second account. And it's going to give me numbers. So if we jump back into Kraken, on the bottom of this pop-out window, you're going to see enter code from 2FA app. So if I look on my actual app itself, the Google Authenticator, it says that the current code is 836808. So I'm just going to type that in and click confirm. And if you see at the top that it says success, you have enabled sign in 2FA. Now, what does that mean? So if I log out now of my Kraken, if I just go up here and click sign out, and then I immediately sign back in, okay, and then click sign in. This time it's going to ask me for a 2FA code. So if I go back into my mobile phone again, I see the current code is 208972, and I click enter, and it's going to let me in. So that's 2FA. Your 2FA is now set up with your Kraken account. Something really important to know is what to do if something happens to your device where you're storing your Google Authenticator. Your Google Authenticator is the app that's giving you the codes, okay? So if you're to lose your phone, you wouldn't have those codes. You wouldn't be able to log into your exchange because you have 2FA turned on. It's going to ask you for a code from your 2FA, but your phone has gone walkies. So what are you going to do? You can't just buy a new phone and download Authenticator because it isn't linked to the exchange anymore, okay? So you're going to have some additional code that's going to allow you to get back into your account. If you don't do this step, what will happen is you're going to have to contact the exchange, go through support, submit personal information. It's a big pain in the backside. So if you just follow these steps, I'll save you that hassle. So if you look on the back into Kraken here, if you go back into 2FA, it's top right, into security, into 2FA, and you scroll down, you're going to see master key. It says a master key acts as an account recovery key if you lose or forget your sign in 2FA method. Check this box. It's going to give you three options to create the master key. Password is the easiest. So it's going to ask you for a password. So let's type a password in. Okay, it fills all those stipulations there. Retype the password and click confirm. And if you look here, success, you have enabled the master key. Now, just to confirm, what that means is that if anything should now happen to your device with your Google Authenticator, the device that's giving you your 2FA codes, don't worry. You log in, it's going to ask you for your 2FA. At that point, you're going to say, I don't have it. It's going to ask you for a master key. You fill in that password, and it's going to allow you to reset your 2FA, saving you an awful lot of trouble.